Oh, pardon me. Good evening, Lando. Hope you are well.
Yep, all is good in the neighborhood.
Oh, I'm picking up what you're putting down, brother.
You picking
And
what I'm stepping on?
depends if you're stepping in dog shit.
You still better pick that shit up.
Oh, of course. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to your Division 1. Brought to you by myself and Mr. Lando Norris, as usual, for round 10 of the Division 1 Championship. We're in Singapore this fine evening. Should be a good one, Lando.
Yeah, I think this one's going to take a little while to play out. Unlike most other races, we can kind of tell who it is that's going to be really fighting for it within the first 10 laps. I think it's going to take a lot longer at this racetrack, especially with with us playing random weather. Throw a little bit of rain on here, and the front guys could be the back guys. So pretty much just gonna have to wait and see. I am gonna message them and tell them that I do need a weather forecast because I'm not playing this guessing game throughout quali again.
I'm just hoping we don't get the tyre gremlins.
But yeah, I mean, I was listening to the guys as they were doing practice. Seems like we've got quite a few that are kind of broken away at the front in dry running. But then we also have a surprise in store for everybody. If you're looking at the lobby right now, you can see,
The man himself.
yeah, the man himself, Rapid Kahoot. God Kahoot, the Australian God, is currently sitting in the McLaren. He woke up early this morning, decided that he wanted to race, asked if there were reserve spots open. They said, yeah, jump in the McLaren. So looking forward to seeing a McLaren running up front today because I really do believe that the only way Kahoot won't be running up front is if he has a Raikkonen, Verstappen, and Vettel incident in turn one.
Absolutely.
Also this week, Rapid Toddy is serving a penalty. He will not be
Qualifying
allowed
ban.
to qualify due to contact
Yep.
that was made last week with the Ferrari
With
driver of
Jordan.
Rapid Morris.
Yeah. I did. I don't feel great having a steward, but somebody has to do it, and obviously the collision was made. And in Rapid, we tried to have stewards. So from Division 1, you've got myself and Rapid Hendo. We don't see about too much now. He's got a few bits personal life occupied, so obviously wish him all the best with that stuff. In Division 2, I believe you've got Kimmy. Are you a steward in Div 2, Lando?
I'm basically just like
I'm
an
trying to think who it is.
approachable steward for basically every single
Yeah.
tier as far as I know.
And I know Kitch is definitely in tier 3. So we tried to have stewards from different divisions, obviously, so there's no conflict of interest in there. It's always just common sense, isn't it? You're not going to put a Div 1 racer as a steward for Div 1 because he's just going to be biased.
Yeah, unfortunately, if you're a smaller
Um,
league, you have those issues because you just don't have enough people. But with Rapid
Yeah.
Racing League having the, forgive the pun, rapid growth that it's had over the past year,
Hey.
we have a large selection of very trustworthy people that we can entrust those duties to. Sometimes we don't agree with them, but they're stewards and their word is gold. So
That's it, that's why they've been chosen. I mean, it's only we've randomised who's the steward as well. These stewards are picked based on either such things such as Formula 1 knowledge or their racecraft as on track if they know what's right and what's wrong. I don't know why I was bloody picked in because all I've done is crash.
but are you taking
But
anybody with you when you crash? Is the question.
Nah, normally just take the barrier and a couple of stewards.
Well, then you're fine,
A couple of
mate.
marshals. I don't
We
know.
don't care about the stewards or marshals.
It's not 2001 Australia. When it was Jacques Villeneuve went over the top of Ralph Schumacher or someone like that, and
Yeah.
I think he caused the death of a steward, didn't he?
I think
not
so,
intentionally,
yeah.
but the car went. I remember the car sideways against the fencing panels. I can't remember. I'm sure he hit a Williams. I'm sure I remember seeing that Compaq printer logo they had fly across the bloody TV screen. But yeah, I mean, I raced, for a bit of information for you guys, I raced here with FRL here not last Friday, the Friday before. And halfway through it actually did rain. And you've got to be careful your setup here, because once it starts to rain, even if you're running 11 wings like a normal street circuit, and you're lowering your diff, it's a nightmare to try and drive here in the wet. It's an absolute, literally the slightest twitch of power, and your race is literally over. It's over. So if we do get changeable weather conditions, it's going to be interesting to see how these guys handle it, especially if it's dry quality wet race. Yeah, we're going to see people off for the dry setup, or are people going to send it?
Yeah, and this is one of those racetracks that we come to where you just know that, like, you have this gut feeling going here that there's going to be rain in at least one of the sessions. There's plenty of tracks on this game that you go to and your rain's not even in your consideration. But at this racetrack, it definitely is. I wouldn't say that there's a huge setup change at this racetrack from running in the dry to in the wet, because you're already running such high downforce to get around this circuit quickly in the dry that you can basically run the same amount of downforce in the rain. Might make a few suspension changes, might bring the ride height up a little bit just to make it to where it's harder for the car to aquaplane, so that way you're not setting the floor down there and just making that big surface area to slide across the water on. But other than that, you're pretty much going to keep the setup the same. So I think that if it is like a dry quali and a wet race, or wet quali and a dry race, I think the times that we'll see in both sessions would be representative of their race times as well in either condition.
Absolutely. I am noticing the absence of a Mercedes of Mr. Kitch.
I was just wondering the same
thing.
I'm in the Discord right now. I'm double checking to see what he's put in there for himself.
He is verified to race.
Yeah, I was just about to say, it shows on here that he should be here.
Welsh is in his reserve. Ryan is in. There's somebody else. Is Langersweber here? I think that's the other driver we're missing. Yeah, we're missing Langersweber as well. They're the two. Which is interesting.
Yeah, well, I mean, on the on the roster sheet here, only 17 full-time drivers have said that they would make it tonight. Three basically said that they weren't going to make it. And then you have Langensweber is in here as racing night. So is Kitch. So Kitch and Weber both on the roster that they should be here. So not sure what's going on with that. We might be waiting just a minute or two to see if they join.
Yeah,
because we are 1 minute past our usual start time.
Yeah, let me just see when Kitch was last online. Whilst we are obviously waiting, we've got time to kill. I know Peach has made it in. I know Peach said he was going to be running late. Good to see that he's made it in on time. Kitch hasn't been online for 3 hours, so I'm not sure what's going on. Obviously, yeah, I know he wasn't too happy last week. He had an unfortunate ghosting incident, which has caused him to be disqualified from last week's race standings. It's not a nice one. But unfortunately, the rules do stand. Obviously, we have this implemented because it isn't fair.
Oh, Kitch has actually just put in the chat that something has happened. He's not going into detail, but he's not going to be able to make the race this evening.
It looks like ABR Ryan is filling in for Langersweber. Because I know Langersweber was awarded Red Bull seat full-time basis with Daz. But obviously it doesn't look like he's going to make it. I think 18 is going to be the grid.
Which is fair play. I mean, at a track like this, 20 cars is a squeeze, especially through the first 2 laps or during any safety car restart. So, you know, losing 2 cars isn't really going to affect the show that we're going to get here tonight, in my opinion. I feel like there's going to be a rather large field spread because this is a street circuit. It is a lot harder on the tires. It's a lot more physical on our drivers as well. For those that are on wheel, you do.
I also think you're gonna find the balance of who's confident here. I think the field's going to be more highlighted by who's got the confidence to put the power down, and those who are not so much wanting to get it on the corner exits as well. Especially as Lando's just said, as the tyres drop off, your car's going to become a bit more prone to slipping. I noticed that in FRL, the field spread was there, but you could just see people weren't putting the power down.
Yeah, it's a racetrack that really tests your confidence. If you come into it and you don't have the confidence in the car or in your own ability, you're gonna end up in the wall. Because when you're not driving at 100%, you leave yourself open to thinking about making mistakes. As long as you're thinking about making mistakes all race long, you're eventually going to make one or multiple, depending on how far out of the frame of mind you are. So
I think going into this, you've either got to have the mindset that your confidence isn't there, so you're going to play the steady away, relax and settle in approach, or you're going in this with confidence and you are gonna commit to putting the power down. I don't think you can have the option of choosing to chop and change your mentality in this race, because obviously change that mentality, then that can cause a lapse in concentration, or you're trying to focus on how you're going to approach certain things, and that can cause mistakes, especially at a track like this. We do have a couple have gone on to track. I believe Connor's out in first. Is it Connor? I'm just waiting. It might be a Haas, actually. My eyes have deceived me. I think it's Toddy. Yep, Toddy has led us out. That white and silver looks a bit similar. Let's have a look. V2 Oasis is slow in the chat. Pre-quali is due. There you go, Chief. And Cheeseman's in the chat, so good evening to him. I hope you are well, sir. Good luck to you tonight as well. We see you in the Alpha Tauri.
I can't wait to see our first hot lap going through turn 1 all the way to 3, because that is a series of corners that can really catch you out if you get it wrong. But there's a beautiful way that you can take it and really cut that second corner. Use a lot of curbing in these new cars, whereas you couldn't do it back in the older days about 2 or 3 years ago. But nowadays, you can really turn into that corner, really jump that first curb, ride the second curb, and just go right around the edge of that third one, wash all the way out on exit. It's a beautiful line, and when you nail it, it is very fun to drive.
I think it's also going to be interesting to see, where the tunnel is just before the left-hand hairpin. Obviously, you throw the car through there. That car, personally for me, you can get a bit of slipping through there as well. The rear end doesn't. The rear end does dance through there quite a bit. It'd be interesting to see how people put the power down through there, because you can see a lot of people spin there and crash. Because obviously that right hand wall comes to you as you drop round to the right hand side for the hairpin entry. Toddy's coming back in. So obviously, what the? Oh, he's. Who is on the lap? Daz. We'll follow on board with Daz. Daz, obviously, first final lap of the session. He's climbed into P2 at the minute now, Lando, as the standings show. He's jumped Kitch due to the disqualification last time out.
Yeah, the disqualification that Kitch picked up was really no fault of his own. It was just a lag out that he had. He was still there in the session at Italy and raced to a podium finish, but it just didn't work out because he was actually ghosted the whole race. So new rules have been implemented to keep that from ever happening again. So hopefully here in the commentary box we won't ever have to deal with something like that again, and bring you viewers that watch week in and week out some good content. But yeah, Daz is looking pretty solid here. Toddy's the first retirement. Nobody freak out. He was supposed to retire. He's not allowed to take part in qualifying.
Very nice through there.
The car looks very stable for him. You can see that he's actually all the way back on the power before he even has to get close to the end of third gear too. So he's got a lot of grip in the Red Bull.
I raced with him in a 5-lap lobby the other day. And this is a track I'm fairly confident at. I don't mind getting the power down here, because I prefer to adjust my diff when the tyres start to drop off, just to avoid that power. But even running at me and Daz ran at full whack, and Daz was, you're looking at 2.6 seconds a lap faster than me. This is a driver who's very, very confident here. I mean, Daz is quicker than me anyway, so I should expect him to be pulling away.
Yeah, and he
It's a
already
fantastic
goes
lap
at
on a
36 flat,
dead.
but that 36 flat did have a few mistakes in it. He didn't really use all the curbing in a few spots like he could. Wonder if he has his car set up differently to where he doesn't like to do that, but there are a few spots where you can gain about 0.3 of a second in a single corner just by using a curb a certain way.
See how Connor's going to come across this line. Oh, he could be. That's oh, Connor's out. That is another corner that really does give you a bit of trouble. He was provisionally P5 there with that time of a 38.1. However, unfortunately, he won't go any further.
Yeah, the two final corners here
see.
really catch you out because it technically is two corners, but it plays and drives like one. As you turn into it, the car becomes very unloaded on the left-hand side and overloads the right side tires because the track cameras out away from the apex just a little bit. It's just enough to unsettle the rear end of the car. And if you wash out just far enough on exit to get over to that heavily painted section of racetrack out there, you're going to lose the car. Sometimes you can catch it, but a lot of times you're going to end up in the exact same way that Rapid Connor just did. You basically lose it, and then you just go straight to the scene of the accident.
Yeah, Kimi has put himself P2, 37.3. However,
But
you
lost
are
it. Same
looking...
place. Same place as
Oh
Connor.
my God, somebody else has gone.
Kept it going.
Luckily. But we are looking at Kimi, but you're still looking at a 1.3 second field spread here. Already on that qualifying. Daz really starting to put the foot down and show his dominance early on in this qualifying session.
Well, yeah, but we have yet to see Kahoot go out, and Kahoot in the McLaren.
Yeah.
Some of y'all may know Kahoot, some of you may not. For those of you that don't, he is an Aussie. He woke up early this morning, just due to sleep complications, decided that he would like to race. Kahoot is a god, and he can put Daz in his back pocket at a track like this. I have 100% confidence in Kahoot being right there on Daz's pace, if not faster. No, there's ABR Ryan. I was just on board with ABR Ryan. He is actually using the curbs the same way I do in the beginning of Sector 3 to try and use the curbing to pull the car around the corner so he doesn't have to use as much steering input. It's a bit risky. If you get it wrong, you will lose a lot of time, but it is fast, as you can see.
Yeah, Vornal has just invalidated, so we'll hop on board with Tristan. And see how the lovely South African fellow himself is getting on. Well, I think he's a very, very, very consistent driver, is Tristan. He's always there. He's always in and around. He's always in and around that mid-pack doing well. I am going to be keeping my eye on Drago, hoping to see more of that fantastic stuff he's been providing us with the past few weeks. Really a driver where we can't shout up enough. He's really done leaps and bounds. And hopefully we get him on the podium, because I'd like to interview him at some point this season, and I'm sure Lando would as well.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get confirmation on one of the drivers, trying to make out who they are.
Who are you looking for?
The ABR Ryan, is that the same driver that we had leading Italy last week and then crash out?
No, that was Ryan M.
Okay.
ABR Ryan was the driver leading in Zandvoort, and then he dropped it.
Oh, and then he
the last
crashed
corner.
out. Okay, so it's a
Yeah.
common thing with
So
Ryans then. Eh?
I taught them everything they know. Oh, Welsh nearly drops it. It's an unusual place to drop it in the middle of Sector 2.
Yeah,
Where he dropped it on the one thing I miss about this track is where that triple chicane used to be, where Welsh is going through now. I don't like that playing right-hander. I used to like that triple chicane. I used to really enjoy that.
Yeah, I'm really not. If there's a section of this racetrack that I could 100% say with full certainty should be removed, it'd definitely be the bridge section going through Sector 2.
Yeah, where the hairpin is.
Yeah, yeah. The lead up to that
it's a
hairpin
nightmare.
it's not that it's tricky. It's just that in this game, for some reason, it doesn't act proper. The car will act completely differently every time you go into it, even if you set it up exactly the same. Rapid Welsh is coming across to set his first lap, and it's a 37.3.
Morris is out. We'll see. Yeah, that specific section of corners that Lando's referenced. I find that even if you put the most rear confining setup on that's gonna lock that car in on the rear end as much as possible, max downforce, everything. Through there you will take it through flat and it's absolutely fine. The next lap that rear end is just dancing all over the place. It's so inconsistent. I find it very, very odd.
Yeah, but this racetrack is also one of those where you have to run a car that is on its nose. In my opinion, my driving style, I like a car that's on its nose at every racetrack. I like a car that's on its nose even more at a racetrack like this. Rapid Morris just goes purple Sector 1 on my screen. His car looks like it's on the nose. It's rotating very well, as you can see. He didn't even have to use second gear through that right-hander to get to rotate. Here, he's not even having to use third. He's staying in fourth. He's using the same gears I do. I like what I'm seeing out of this right now. He looks like he has plenty of pace. Takes that wide, sets it up very wide to go through the right-hander. Uses the curbing there as well. You can actually dip the left-hand side tires over that curb there, and that curb will actually pull you around that corner with almost no steering input whatsoever. You see him going under the signs and through the bollards down into this final corner the first corner of Sector 3. Purple Sector 2 as well. Rapid Morris looking absolutely on it here.
Power, yeah.
And he's using all the
Good
curbing there too.
Yeah, fantastic use of the curb.
Yeah, perfect
I mean,
use of
those
track
curbs
limits.
aren't too raised, and obviously if they are at that level where you can throw the car over, you're going to be shaving tenths off across the lap there. He does it again.
Yeah, he does it
Great
again.
use of the
He doesn't run out as wide as he could. He's carrying plenty of speed through here though. He's going to go right up toward the top.
It's a great lap. Yeah.
Yeah, he lost all that time to
gone
Daz.
faster.
Well, yeah, I feel like
faster,
he lost it all in Sector 3 though.
Yeah, I think if I think there's a few more inches he could have gave on that curbing in Sector 3. Let's see how Peter's going to come across the line now. Kimi's retired, not on track. That invalidated lap was a 37.3, which would put him P5, as he is 5 milliseconds faster than Kimi. So he will go again. Oh, he's hit the wall. Absolutely. We're going to ride on board with Kahoot, as he's on an outlap. Let's see what the Australian man himself has got in the locker. Obviously, please excuse if you see any glitching from our onboard of Kahoot. The lad is racing in Australia, so obviously there is a bit of a connection bounce.
Yeah, I'm just going to say on this outlap, just on the short amount of time that we've spent on board with him, that car already looks rather planted, but well on its nose. He's able to turn in, and the car reacts and does exactly that. So not a whole lot of understeer in this car.
He's looking very, very good. Now, I don't know whether it's the connection, but is Kahoot a pad player or is Kahoot a wheel player?
I believe Kahoot's on a wheel.
Yeah, I thought so. Oh, Morris. That could have been a nightmare.
Yeah, good thing Kahoot's on an outlap and that didn't ruin his quali lap.
Yeah, that would have been one for myself to review in the chat. That could have been a penalty. I would have probably implemented a time penalty for for Mr. Morris there in that situation. As I don't think the qualifying ban's, I think that's too much. Paul Toddy, Mr. Toddy's in the chat. Good evening to you, sir.
Yeah, Kahoot using all the racetrack here. You can see as he was coming up to that right-hander, he went all the way out over the left curb before entry and then brought the car back to the apex. See, Purple's Sector 1. He's going to go all the way out over the exit curbing and bring it back in. This car looks very good. This is the best I've seen a McLaren drive in Div 1 since I've come to commentate Rapid.
Drive since 2008.
Have you not been watching Lando? I feel attacked right now.
Sorry, I don't watch amateurs. I'm joking, of course.
If you talk shit about my boy one more time, I swear to fuck, I will.
Honestly,
I
am
will
a big.
we will fight.
Well, you'll have a hard job. You'd still be 300 miles away from me.
It's Purple Sector 2 as well. Kahoot looks very good. Changed way, but it did look like it helped the car to rotate to get around that corner. He carries plenty of speed through the chicane underneath the bridge. Oh, back end's washed out. Oh, he's going to have to literally get it turned around and then put a lap in right here. He's not going to have time to box or anything. He has to put a lap in right now.
Tires.
Yeah.
Do it on hot tires. Whilst we see how well Kahoot does, I am going to put in a little plug. If you guys are free, your Sunday evening once the races broke down, tune into Rapid Racing again for Lando's brilliant idea of launching the Rapid Podcast. Big one. Big stuff coming up over the course of the next 23 races we've got this season. So, there's going to be lots to talk about. I think myself, Vorno are on board with Lando on this one.
We already had over 50 views on just our test session analysis from Bahrain, which ran an hour and a half.
Everywhere.
Yeah, which ran an hour and a half just with Vono and I in there talking about what happened during testing. We had a lot to cover. Our usual podcasts won't take that long. They'll usually be about a max of an hour, unless there's like a lot of stuff, a lot of controversial stuff to go over that happened over a race weekend, which I'm sure we will have a lot of this year, seeing as how it's the first year of a new regulation. We've already got some possible action coming against, or going up to the FIA against a couple teams now. From what I understand, Mercedes is now not only the only team that might be under protest, we might see a couple others being put under protest as well. So it should be quite some fun this weekend in Bahrain to see who does what and who's trying to play which chess games and move their chess pieces where already this early in the season.
Yeah, people try and play the mind games early, especially in a new regulation season. So it should be a good one. I'm hoping there's a lot of the politics takes a back seat, but it's Formula One and it always seems to sneak in. Mm-hmm. But nonetheless, it should still be a very, very good season. Once the regulations change, 2014, brilliant season. 2009, again, brilliant season.
Yeah, as long as Mercedes weren't sandbagging to make their car porpoise that bad during testing,
usually they do that kind of thing, though. See, I'd like them to be sandbagging. However, when they take the sandbags out, I'd like their pace to be in with the front runners. That's what I'd like it to be. I want to go back to that mid-2000s where you look at the race winners and Jesus Christ, you had freaking 4 or 5 different teams all battling out for race wins.
Yeah, I'd like to go back to 2000 and what was that? 2012?
3, 4?
No, 2012.
Oh, yeah.
Where everybody likes to talk about the Red Bull domination, but you had 6 different drivers gunning for wins almost every other weekend.
I'm trying to remember them now. You had Seb Vettel, Mark Webber, Pastor Maldonado, Alonso, Jenson Button, I want to say, for some reason, in a McLaren. I always vividly remember that Pastor Maldonado's Spanish Grand Prix win. Always remember that one.
Yeah, that was a hoot, wasn't it?
I think that was when everybody all of a sudden became a Williams fan. Without Williams, I think they were Renault powered back then as well, weren't they? They went back to Renault.
Yeah, they had
I think
lost
because I think
BMW
2000,
power. Yeah.
yeah, because 2009, 10 they were Williams Toyota. They had Toyota power. It was the BMW Saubers, wasn't it? BMW Sauber pulled out 2009.
I was actually listening to a
Um,
really good podcast last night about Williams back in those days on a Bring Back V10s. Uh, a lot of talk they were talking a lot about Patrick Head and a couple of the others, and they had who was it? Sam Williams there, who is the owner. Why am I drawing a blank on his name right now? Oh my God, I'm such a terrible F1 fan. Sir Frank Williams' son. Yeah, there we go. So that was good to hear. A lot of good stuff. If you're looking for a podcast that does a lot of historical F1, all they do is historical F1. Yeah, definitely check out Bring Back B10s. It's a really good listen.
yeah, it's also a good one to find out with Patrick Head. I'm not sure how many people know, but Patrick Head was actually found guilty as being directly involved and blamed for the death of Ayrton Senna. Due to they determined that the accident was caused by an impromptly designed steering column, and then badly executed and designed modifications to the parts. However, because things were found after 13 years after the incident, nothing was taken. But he was due, if it had been found at the time, it would have been a manslaughter charge for Patrick Head, which was he was looking at 7 years and 6 months in an Italian prison. Not a fun fact, but a fact nonetheless. If you didn't know that one.
I did not know that one. I would like to see the evidence though, because I think, Formula One is always trying to push the limits. If it's not outside of the regs, who's to say that it's his fault for trying to make something and it didn't work and the driver died behind the wheel?
Yeah, the interesting one is that there was no action taken. And I'd give you a good guess. I'll give you a chance to guess who Williams' chief designer was of 1994.
That would have been Adrian Newey, wasn't it?
It was Adrian Newey.
Yeah.
No further. They determined that nothing was caused by him. No further action was taken. Surely, as the chief designer, he would have been one of the mans to have, forecast and show what he wanted for such a car. Max nearly drops it in the Williams as we're talking about Williams.
A lot of cars out here right now on mediums. Got 5, 6, 7, 8 cars out here right now on mediums trying to get through to Q2.
Oh yeah, let me get the tyres up. Sorry about that. We're too busy talking about old school Formula One.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and make a prediction now that I'm gonna say 4 or less are gonna make it through this section on mediums. Everybody else is gonna have to try and get through on softs.
Yeah, I think you're gonna see Ryan, Peach, Kahoot, and Daz on the mediums. I think with Kahoot being in, if Kahoot wasn't here, Kimi would have probably made it through. But I think for the security that it's an extra place down the order, if Kahoot is faster than Kimi, that you may see Kimi up for the softs. But we don't know.
I'll throw Rapid Morris in that category too. Say Rapid Morris is one of the ones that I expect to possibly get through.
I mean, Peach as well. Peach has got pace.
Yeah, I'm actually on board with Mr. Peach right now as he's going through the hairpin. His car looks very good on the medium tire.
His setups every week are fantastic. It really is fun watching Peach drive because his setups just look so planted. They're so consistent every week. It's just brilliant. It's something that it's like playing bingo. You will always guarantee a point if you watch me and Lando mention Peach's setup throughout the race weekend.
Yeah, he's actually purpled sector 1 and 2, so he's going to come through and beat the Williams time. Oh, as he's invalidated there, he went a little too far over the apex curbing and caught an invalidation for it.
I am watching Kimi at the moment. He has got his teammate Welsh behind him. I wonder whether there may be a talk because Welsh is on an outlap as Kimi's on his flying. But we'll see. Yeah, one thing I will recommend, Lando, is if you get the chance, go to YouTube and watch the old season reviews. They're all on there.
Oh, I've watched them all, every single one.
Ah, unbelievable.
That was
I
done
prefer to
already,
watch
mate,
them
because
than-
I watched everything in the Formula One TV archive.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, I've watched everything from 1980 to 2010, just to bring myself back up with some more Formula One history. But yeah, if you're ever bored at night, Kimi goes P2 with a 37.3. If you're ever bored at night, go ahead and jump on YouTube, and they've got at least 25 to 26 F1 season reviews on there. I would say don't watch the ones that are 2015 or newer because they're kind of crap and they just turned like the whole thing into a show.
Garbage.
But the ones 2010 and prior were really, really good. And there's a big tow going on down here at Alfa Romeo. Yeah, you were right. Kimi just towed Welsh all the way down that straightaway and then cut out of the way at the last second in the braking
Let's
zone.
see what Welsh can do. There is a yellow. Oh, yeah, there's a yellow flag. I think that's just Tristan getting out the way. Yeah, I think a personal favourite for me on terms of season reviews was probably 98, 99. Because I know 98 they chopped the rules a bit. Was a good highlight. That was the start of when, that was the start of that 3 to 4 year battle of, 3 year battle of Mika Hakkinen versus Michael Schumacher when it 98, 99, 2000, 2001.
Yeah, you gotta
just
love
love watching.
how cheeky those two were with each other too, off track. It always looked like they would battle each other as hard as they possibly could, sometimes outside of, what was deemed safe or within the regulations. But afterwards,
But
they
that
were always
respect stayed the same.
yeah.
Yeah.
Afterwards, they were always just, they seemed like the best of friends off track.
I'll never that clip of Schumacher interrogating Hakkinen over that double overtake in Spa, and you always see Hakkinen describing it with his hands of when he went round the outside. I think there was a Stewart in the middle or a BAR Honda. I think it was either Jacques Villeneuve or Johnny Herbert or someone was in the middle. Schumacher went one way to overtake them both, but Hakkinen to go around the Stewart, and Hakkinen went around the right hand side inside of the Kemmel straight, and he went straight up the both and got past both of them going into the chicane. It was absolutely brilliant.
I'll never forget the scene of the two of them after the 2000 or 2001 season. Michael was declared the champion, and you could see the two of them in Parc Ferme after they were getting weighed, just standing there. And Mika, I can't remember what Mika said to Michael. He might have said like congratulations or something like that. And Michael was like, "Yeah, good year, you bastard." And they just both started laughing and hugging and high-fiving each other. So I want to see that come back into this. Last year I loved watching Max and Lewis go at it all year, but there wasn't, like a happy rivalry between the two of them. It became very heated toward the end of the year, which, just wasn't that fun to see. So hopefully moving on, we can get some more Michael Mika Hakkinen type.
Yeah, I like those kinds of battles. Like I mean, even there was that respect between Alonso and Schumacher as well. But in the past few years, I like a title fight. I like the drama, but I like the respect as well. Like I don't like this picking and even like the teams picking at each other. I mean, we had it in the late 2000s when, especially 2008, with Ferrari and McLaren just digging at each other and clawing each other's eye. It ruins the spectacle of watching two guys slug it out on track for me.
I'd have to agree. I have no argument there. When you see, Toto Wolff and Christian Horner taking digs at each other, a lot of people give Christian Horner a much harder time than they do Toto, and I kind of disagree with that because I feel like Toto kind of plays in the shadows, whereas I would much rather work underneath someone like Christian Horner where he's not hiding anything. I know exactly how he feels about every situation. I don't have to tiptoe my way around something, I
think for me with Horner is, as soon as he finds an issue or he finds something to nitpick at, He's straight out saying it. But everyone criticised him for it. But then Wolff, you've got to forget, they'll ask and they'll persecute Wolff to get answers out of him. You've got to he picks bones at Red Bull just as much as Horner does.
Yeah, and plus Wolff
I
attacked that that journalist last year. I can't remember what his name was or what race it was at, but Toto didn't like a question that he was asking, and Toto literally just looked at me. He's like, "Do you day drink? You bullshit. You're definitely drunk," and just walks away from the guy as he's trying to ask him a technical question. So I mean, I never been a fan of what's going on there.
I do like them both. I do like Wolff and I do like Horner. I think I think at the minute there's just this toxic environment at the minute, and it's not good. The on-track stuff is brilliant, but I'm quite glad that the FIA pit wall stuff's been taken away, because I think the media, as good as it is for us to hear what's going on pit wall side, I think at the back end of the season especially, it was being twisted. I mean, you look at the memes that have come out after the Abu Dhabi thing of, "No, Michael, this is not right," and Horner asking Massey about the cars. That kind of thing, even if they allow certain messages to come through to us, I wouldn't say outlaw it completely, but I'd say let that critical, that stuff that can be manipulated, to be left out. Because obviously it is played on a delay. I would look at the delay and then say, "Yep, we'll air this one," or "No, we won't air that one." I think you've got to look at it, because so it's being construed in a bad light, and it's a bit. It's like throwing petrol in the fire, I would say.
And unfortunately, a lot of now in the social media age, we have a lot of Formula One fans that are like new to the sport, especially with how much, and I'm going to harp on my own countrymen here, but especially with how much Liberty Media has been attacking the American market. They've been bringing in, hundreds of thousands of new Formula One fans to social media, to the races, and it's unfortunately, you get a lot of people that are fresh into Formula One, and they don't understand that all the radio broadcasts we get are usually like 5 minutes after it actually took place. And then you have all these people that don't understand that Formula One is a massive chess match between each team, between each driver, between each team boss, between each engineer, and everybody's always trying to get that upper hand on everybody. And they see, people like Christian Horner that's trying to do everything he can to make sure that his team gets the best chance possible to run up front, and they call him a Karen for it. It's just funny to me that these people are so Formula One virgin, they don't even understand the simplest thing.
For me, I don't like. I'm not a personal fan of Horner. That's just my experience. There's people who aren't fans of Wolff, and that's fair enough. You're not supposed to like everybody. Like, I appreciate Max the driver. I don't like some of his actions, and I don't like the way he speaks. But then again, people don't condone Hamilton's actions on and off track as well. But the new fans, the one thing that they don't understand is the amount of money and the amount of investment Red Bull put in when they bought Jaguar out there. They've done a lot of stuff for Formula One with money, and obviously they brought another team to the grid. Don't forget they bought out the Minardi team in 2006 and 2005 going into 2006. And made them Toro Rosso. So they're really pumping two sets of teams in, because they are both owned by the Red Bull Corporation.
Yeah.
Obviously, AlphaTauri is now the fashion label side of the Red Bull franchise.
Yeah, God, how terrible are their clothes?
Oh, shocking. But you've got to think the amount of money that team, or those two teams, that company have put into Formula One. In some parts, when teams, that boycott in the mid-2010s, when teams were thinking, right, we're going to back out now, we're going to leave. I know Flavio Briatore had caused one before, but obviously I know that there was another one, obviously not so long back. But Red Bull had two teams in, and they stayed. If they were on the boycott side and they walked, say Red Bull pulled the plug, there's two teams out. You could have been looking at a really drastically small Formula 1 championship. There's a lot of things behind the scenes that Red Bull are owed credit for. I'll admit that. I will admit that. I don't like Red Bull, but you've got to these new fans have got to look into the history, and there's just got to be credit where it's due, I think, rather than people just pointing the blame at people and they've only been here 5 minutes.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie to you, this is perfect material for a podcast.
I think, the things we need to work out is Sunday I'm at my grandparents for the motor racing, and obviously it's going to finish about 5:30, and then have to get home and then I've got a race at 7:30. I'm trying to work out how we're going to fit it in, but I'm sure we can sort that out off stream. But I'm looking forward to jumping in on the podcast as well. I've got a lot of ideas about Formula One, and I like to talk.
Oh, yeah, I can tell.
Really?
Yeah. Well, back to what we actually got going on right here in front of us. Kahoot is actually about to put his first lap in. If he doesn't get this lap in, he's not going to make it through to Q3, but he has purpled Sector 1 by a decent margin. Not a huge margin, but a decent one to Daz. Kahoot's car does look like it moves a little bit more than anybody else.
Look at all the flying laps of soft car runners.
Yeah.
As it stands, you're only going to have 2 drivers on the mediums. And it's Peach and Daz.
Yeah. Unless Kahoot can put a lap in, then you'll have 3.
Ryan's retired, but he's on 0 lap soft, so that's probably a medium run for him. I think as it stands, Kimi was on the mediums as well. It depends on if he puts the lap in. I think he should be safe, but I think he's going to wait and see.
Here comes the corner that bit him last time. He gets through it cleanly this time. He's going to set a lap time. He might go all the way to the top of the chart with this. P2.
He's not far off.
Yeah, but look at Daz. He goes sub 36 on the mediums. That is... I cannot put it into words of how hard that is to do at this racetrack. To go sub 36 on a set of mediums. And Kimi goes P2, pushes Kahoot down. Let's see. RRT Jack's on a lap, about to come through. He's on a set of softs. Let's see if he can get himself into the top 10 to move on to Car looks very good on the exit. He turns in, downshifts to 5th gear, immediately picks the throttle back up. He does. He gets himself into 7th. About Rapid Welsh, what can he do?
Welsh is out. He's invalidated. He's bailed. He bailed anyway. 84% battery. That's going to be it for qualifying. Schumacher's on a lap, but he doesn't need to punch it in. I hope he finishes the race and doesn't go in the... He's gone in the pit lane. I wish drivers wouldn't do this. Yeah, Welsh goes through and finishes that. That helps. So we are just going to have to wait for the AlphaTauri to be pushed in. But obviously this week's part, back to the podcast, since we've got a couple of minutes, we're going to be looking at breaking down the whole race weekend from Bahrain, our insights, and having a look at reflective race pace and how teams are starting to form now that the testing things have come down and the cards are starting to be revealed slowly. And maybe, obviously I know these two had their predictions at the end of their first podcast, but we may see some adjustments depending on how people perform in the season.
Yeah, I mean, we'll kind of get a glimpse into it, but I mean, these cars, they're going to evolve very, very, very rapidly. We'll see teams bringing upgrades every weekend. You'll probably see at least, I'd say, 6 out of the 10 teams are going to have an upgrade every weekend, trying to further the pace of their car all the way up until probably... I'd say probably until we reach round 11 or 12 is when the updates will start slowing down. But just looking at this real quick, look at me. What was that number I said at the beginning, boys and girls? 4 cars or less? We got 4 cars on mediums moving on to Q3. Daz brings it home P1 to move on to Q3.
Sure
the only car to go sub... No, Nope. I said 4 or less.
Rent free. I'm rent free in his head, boys. I'm rent free in his head, boys. Early.
Show you.
I've got it there early.
I'll show you rent free.
Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Honestly, mate, commentating with you is a highlight of our fucking week. It's awesome.
Well, we don't need tire graphics up or anything special like that because we already know everybody's going to be on softs. This is going to be a straight shootout.
See, I'd go for the hards.
Oh yeah, sure you would. You wouldn't even made it. You wouldn't even
anyway.
made it into this session, mate.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't be in Q2. I don't know.
Now
I'd have crashed by now.
I am curious to see how many drivers have taken the time to practice their pit lane entry here and their pit lane exit. Because I will say, this is on the game. This is the hardest pit lane to get into and get out of and judge it all braking wise correctly. Very hard to get in.
Like?
Abu Dhabi's
is it before or after
hard.
the tunnel?
Well, Abu Dhabi's not that hard because the entry line is well marked, whereas in this game the entry line is marked, but it doesn't actually take control until a little ways past that line that you see. So it's a little weird. So you can push the envelope a little further into pit lane, but then on exit it's very easy to pick up a penalty here for crossing that white line. I've fallen victim to it just trying to stay up running in the top 5 before in a race, and I've just put a tire out over that white line and gotten that penalty. So be interesting to see if any drivers pick up a penalty for that in the race. But I would ask you, you want to do a top 3 prediction for Q3?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Rapid Daz P1.
Okay.
I'm going to go ABR Ryan P2. And I am going to go Mr. Peach P3.
Okay. I'm going to go Daz P1, Kahoot P2, and Ryan P3.
I'm also going to point out to the chat that Lando still hasn't paid me the Discord points from last week.
Piss off. How do I do that?
I don't know. I don't know how to do it.
Get the fuck out of here.
I just say just give me $20 and it'd be fine.
Oh no. I don't think 50 Discord points is worth $20.
To be fair, how do you even find out Discord points?
Well, here we go. First car. It looks like it's gonna finish a lap. Will be Tristan. Yeah, Tristan's the first car out there in line, headed toward the finish. Heading into the hairpin. His car looks rather jumpy, not going to lie. You can see he's having to do a lot of counter steer to keep up with the rear end of the car and keep it underneath the front axle.
Yeah, I do need to put the times up. I think that's the one thing we're missing. Telemetry and lap data. I just didn't choose. I didn't choose anything because I just thought, oh well, we'll just see what happens. Who are you on board with at the minute?
Following along with
Norris?
Tristan, he's coming out. He just came out from under the tunnel. He's coming through the final few corners, coming up to the final double apex left. This will probably be a 36.3. No, he goes 37.3. Wow, okay.
I'm on board with Max. He's just nearly dropped it in the same place we saw Kahoot do the similar thing. 36.6. Good lap time from him. Ryan and Daz are next. I believe that yeah, there's going to be some towing going on here as these are right behind each other on the track.
That's fast. 35.6.
Yeah.
I think Daz
yeah,
can
you
beat
will
that
see.
though.
There is a massive tow. There is a huge tow for Ryan there from Daz. I think I think it's quite lucky that Ryan's not a permanent Red Bull seat there. I think you would see an unfair championship form with those two smashing the points the way them two are. If obviously Ryan does finish this one.
Yeah, and Daz is on his lap now, and he just got a huge tow from Kimi going down the straightaway. Now Kimi, but Daz purple sector 1 by about a 1/10.
Great stuff from our reigning champion, may I add. He is obviously the Division 1 champion.
Daz went a little deep there at that very awkward, almost 120-degree corner that's a right-hander going before the magnetized bridge. But he does purple sector 2. See how he uses the curbing here going through this slow chicane. Ooh, he runs a little wide. He has to get out of the throttle in order to make the corner. He can really use all the curbing on this racetrack, though. He's got to be running a very tall ride height. That car has got to be sitting pretty high up in the air and have a pretty soft suspension to run around here the way he's doing. Look at how much curb he uses there. And he's going to go with 35.2.
Jesus Christ. Could we see a sub 35 lap?
No, I don't think we'll see a sub 35. I think that these guys are pretty much showing us everything they have. But I did a hoot, and I think I caught it at the very last second that he purpled sector 1. So let's see what happens with him as he's now making his way through the hairpin to make his way down to the sector split of 2 and 3. Let's see where he's at as he crosses the split. 103.6. It's not actually giving me a split time to Daz, which is unfortunate. I wish the game would do that. See how he runs through here. Daz had to have a big lift through here. No big lift there. He's doing pretty well. He doesn't use as much curbing as Daz, though, so I think he's slower than Daz through Sector 3. See how he does here. Can my prediction get right here off the first run? It's going to be close. Ooh. So he's got 2/10 to gain on Ryan, but a long way to go to get to Daz. And look at Jack. Jack places the other McLaren up there to make it a McLaren 3-4.
Wow. Good stuff.
Jack coming out of nowhere. He was really struggling to get through into Q3 and then had to really fight for it to get through into Q3 on his final run.
Sector 2. Did get a bit of slip there out of the right-hander as he goes into sector 3. He's invalidated there. He took just too much curb. Hopefully, we'll see something good from him here.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see him duck into the pit lane right here and go get another set of tires. And see, that's what I'm talking about. Drivers that haven't practiced this pit lane entry. It's really easy to get wrong. I love how I say something and then it's like commentator's promise. It just comes true a few moments later. I love it.
Commentator's curse as well. Can get quite a bit of
that. Let's see here. Where is the Mercedes garage? I can see the Red Bull garage, the McLaren garage. I can see all the garages except for the Mercedes garage. There goes a Red Bull heading out. I couldn't see the number on the side of the engine cover, though, so I can't tell you who it is. Oh, it's both Red Bulls. Both Red Bulls out again to go for it a second time.
I think these are in a bit of a dogfight with each other as well.
Well, Ryan's down in front of Daz by quite some margin, so it doesn't look like there's going to be some towing one another going on.
There's Kimmy's in between them. Yeah, Kimmy's in between these two.
So we'll give you a final rundown real quick just before everybody starts their final flying laps of this Q3 session here at Singapore. We have Daz P1 with a 35.2. His teammate, who's a reserve driver for this evening, is Ryan. He's currently P2 with a 35.6, about 4/10 off his teammate. Kahoot is a sub in tonight. He has taken the McLaren to P3, and he's still sitting in the pit lane, but I can see his one of his mechanics is now ushering him out into the pit lane to go out and do a lap. Rapid Jack is out on the racetrack. He actually...
I wonder if Varno's going to be towing him.
No, they're in two completely bad parts of the racetrack to do that. Varno's already through Sector 1 into Sector 2, but Jack's at a 136.3, Wolves at a 136.6.
Here comes Ryan on his lap. Let's see what he's got. This is good. This is going to be an interesting one. I'm really... he's
gone wide there.
He's going to have to be quick to get round, though, to go again.
Yeah, he's got enough time to get there, but the soft tire loses so much integrity through one lap here. I don't know if you can improve. I highly doubt you can improve. Kahoot's on a flyer, though. He didn't... Oh, no, this is his out lap. I apologize.
He's flying on the out lap.
Kimmy's on a flyer, though. And he's in front of Daz. Kimmy's just purpled Sector 1. He's going a whole 10th faster. But then I think Daz just stole it as he crossed the Sector 1 split as well. Kimmy's car looks like it has a lot more understeer programmed into his car setup, more than anybody else on the racetrack I've seen. Oh, and has Max Wolves wrecked it on the front straightaway? Oh no, he's retired in the pit lane. Kimmy is 3.5 tenths up on his lap time, but that's still only going to put him at a 30. Right now, he's on track for about a 136.3. Nowhere near enough to beat Daz. Yeah, but they still got 3 fast cars behind him yet to do a lap, so he could find himself at the bottom of the order here. Comes out of the final chicane, heads up to the last apex. Hits that apex very well, runs out of deployment. He's going to go P4 with a 136.2.
Nice. Splits the McLarens as well.
And there goes Daz. He does go sub 35.
I knew it, and I called it. What is it with the commentators thing and it actually becoming a reality?
Oh, wow. What a lap.
In that case, then, if that's the case, then Rapid Call's is going to win a race in all divisions next season.
Oh, my God. Don't do that to yourself. And there goes Peach. Peach goes P3.
I told you! Top 3! as long as Kahoot doesn't rain on my parade. Obviously, he is on the lap.
Yeah, let's see. Kahoot is 200ths up through the first sector. Let's see where he is. He's coming out of the hairpin now, making his way down the second DRS straight on this lap. Headed toward, let's see where he's at. He's 6 tenths up. He's just purpled sector 2. He just beat Daz's time through there. He could possibly put himself above Ryan here. He does much better through that chicane. You see how much more curbing he used that time versus all the other laps we've seen him do. Gets a little bit of understeer there, but he's able to keep the car under him. Very nice and neat. He gets just a little bit of curve, gets a good run on exit. He's coming up to the final corner now. I think he's going to go P2 right here. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, he goes P2 by 3 tenths.
You're correct then. It's your turn.
It's going to be close.
You're in charge, buddy.
I was so close. Ryan got him.
It's going to be an interesting grid.
So both
now,
of us
tonight's
wrong.
prediction. In that case, since we're both wrong, you owe me double Discord points.
What, mate?
Tonight's prediction is going to be, will Toddy finish in the points?
Toddy had a lot of good pace last week. He was involved in some on-track foolishry, I guess we'll say, where he had contact with a Ferrari and sent the Ferrari off in turn 1 pretty hard. But he showed great pace because he started in the back last week and marched his way toward the front.
Predictions live, everybody. Get yourself in. Will Toddy finish in the points? Yeah.
I'm gonna say yes. I'm putting all my money on yes. I think the only way that Toddy will not finish in the points is if he's involved in a wreck. So
yeah,
let me get the Twitch. I'm putting all my points on that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bet so I can actually pay it out for a week. I would vote yes. I'm going to wait. I'm going to build up about 5,000 to 6,000 channel points and smash them in on a really good bet. But everyone, yeah, you've got 10 minutes to get your predictions in, boys, probably till we go live. But yeah, I'm going to run you down. It's a Red Bull 1-2 of Daz and Ryan. The first McLaren of Rapid Kahoot lines up P3, followed by Peach in P4. The solo Ferrari in the session lines up next to the engine customer of the team of Kimi Räikkönen in 5 and 6. The second McLaren of Rapid Vorno, Mr. Jack, will be P7. The South African legend himself, Mr. Tristan Freitag, will be P8. And then Max Wolves and Chewbacca will line up on row 5 in Ps 9 and 10 respectively. That is your grid. 4 of those guys will be on the mediums.
So far, I'm just looking here. People already voting in our poll to see if Toddy will finish in the points. 69% say no, and 31% say yes. I am not going to lie. I just spent 1,000 points on this. I think Toddy will put it in the points. The numbers are rapidly changing, though. It's now
you get better odds. You get better odds if more people say no. It'll pay you out more if you win.
I'm hoping more people say no. Right now, it's at 40-60 for no. So we'll see what happens here.
Everybody in the chat,
how do
there's
you
a
read the odds on this though? Is it the 1-2-53 or whatever?
yeah. So when it says 1 to 2.53, so it pays out 2.5 to 1. For no, it's
Oh, bet.
1.66 to 1. Only one guy has said no to 4 people saying yes. So who said no? Gotta
Yeah, and
find their
why?
icon in the
Yeah, and
chat.
how much did that person spend to make their 60%
Four
investment
thousand,
toward it?
four
Oh,
thousand
okay.
seven hundred channel points on no. Come on, everyone. There's a plenty in the chat. Get your predictions in. Come on. Peaches in the chat. Good evening. Hope you're well, sir. Good luck to you from your position on
Oh,
grid.
oh, it's your nan's wet. Your nan's wet. Doesn't think that Rapid Toddy will be able to get
Wow.
in. He is the one person that dropped 4.7 thousand channel points in there. Still got
He's
6
going to be
minutes
in.
and 45 seconds to get your votes in.
Pardon me. It now pays out at 2 to 1. 2 to 1 either side. 50-50 split. It's just gone in favour, just slightly. 4.8k say yes, 4.7k say no. Interesting stuff from the people in the lobby. Come on, Toddy, let's see. Daz is in the chat. Good luck to you, sir. Fantastic to get under the 136 bracket. Good luck to you, mate, in the race. No doubt we'll probably see you in the Park Fermit interview section. Have a good race to anybody in the chat from the Division 1 area.
Yep, so we've just seen an announcement from the race director for Div 1. He has said that we will commence at 9 or at 10 till. So we have another 5 minutes to go before we will get the formation lap underway. We have been told that this will be a dry race all the way through. So no huge tire calls going on right now. Yeah, Toddy, I can see you in the chat. I put all my channel points on you making it into the points tonight. So you better not let me down, bruv. But as we sit
I had to
and
pop to the loo. Sorry
wait,
about that.
let's see here. Oh, Toddy actually voted on himself as well to make it into the points.
Great stuff, mate.
Good
Yeah,
on you, lad.
just
Always
mate.
bet on yourself. Always bet on yourself.
Toddy just sit at the back, mate, at the start. Let the race play out. Obviously, there'll be a few incidents at the start. Make a few places that way, and then just settle in. Just settle in, play your strategy off. I started at the back here a week ago. 10 days, 2 weeks ago. I did end up in P4 before I did inevitably crash as usual. But we don't talk about that.
I would
But yeah,
say the biggest
if
thing
you
he could do for himself is to pull the Alonso line on turn 1. Just go way to the outside, completely off the racetrack, and just come back at
that's it.
turn 3. If you could actually do that on this game, that would be so trash.
You're trash.
Emotional damage.
See? Nutty Man has also said no. You're supposed to be his friend, you son of a bitch. I hope you suck eggs. There's 15,000 channel points on the line currently. 38% of you have said yes. 62% of you are assholes.
Oh, I'm just that. All that tells me is I'm about to take 62% of our viewers' channel points. I'm okay with this.
Yeah, you're paying out with 2.5 to 1 as it stands.
Yes, that means I'll make 2,500 channel points tonight and get my 1,000 channel points back. Let's go.
Something like that, yeah. I think the most I've ever done is I wagered 86,000 on a multiple walkout pack on Pie Faces channel on Twitch. I wagered 86,000 points. It paid out with 3 to 1 and I won 250,000 channel points. I was very, very happy.
Nice. Too bad can't carry those channel points over to another channel.
It's too bad I can't carry them into real life currency. Piece of shit.
I guess God
Take
knows
trade
if I
them in.
did this in real life, I'd lose my house.
Ooh, Liam Gallagher and Ian Brown both on tour this summer. Ooh, now that is good vibes. Obviously, yeah, I don't know how good your 90s pop culture is, 90s music culture is, especially British music culture of the 90s. But LG and Ian Brown are big deals for me. Pardon me. 1 minute left to predict, guys. Shut all your channel points in. Stop being weird. I've heard that some of the people in this chat could suck a golf ball through a garden hose, man.
I'm pretty sure this Oasis' slow douche could do it. You could probably pull 4 of them.
Oh, absolutely. So ugly, could be a modern art masterpiece.
I'll tell you right now, if Toddy doesn't do this, I'm going to make him suck a football through a garden hose.
So, let's just pull up the tyres again for what's going on.
Yeah, I'm just trying to look at the
So
poll
it's
again.
the
and
front
I can't
four.
find the damn
It's
poll.
I've got it now. It has expired.
Okay.
So as it's 18 seconds left. So it stayed the same. 38 said no. 62% of you are fucking idiots. The top 4 drivers in on the grid are the medium runners. All 4 medium runners at the front.
Yeah, and
Interesting
then
stuff.
everybody else down to P10s on the softs, and then everybody behind them has gone
Cheese
for
has
the
gone
harder
hards.
compound. So you got everybody
hards,
from
solo hard,
11 down to 13th on mediums, and then Cheese, the only one gambling for a really long stint on a set of
Absolutely.
hards. That could work out for him, because it wouldn't surprise me to see 1 or 2 safety cars. Other cars going to pit
Yeah.
with either damage or trying to adjust their strategy, whereas he could stay out. So Cheese could make up a lot of positions here tonight with that smart tire call.
He's just got to settle in with them, because they can be a bit of a nightmare just trying to get them broken into. Obviously you don't want to push too early on them. But yeah, I completely agree with Lando. These street tracks where pace can be slightly a little slower, it's a good time to I mean, I know the mediums still their degradation is incredibly high, and I know from first experience of driving, once those mediums hit that intermediate window where they drop off a bit, they're a nightmare. They're an absolute nightmare through some of these corners where the car's unpredictable. I know we talked where you go through the tunnel, through there especially, and obviously through sector 3, they can be a bit of a pain, especially through that double left-hander.
Yeah, I
So-
think that he needs to work really, really hard on this lap to get those tires above. You know, we'll go with American temps, because I don't know what that would be in the metric, but you know, for us, he'd have to be above. I would want to pull up to the grid with tires that are roasting at like 212 degrees right now for those, because these tires are not going to want to really hold temperature around this racetrack. And once he gets to sector 3, it's going to be very treacherous for him. But I'm going to be watching
yeah,
at the back while you watch at the front.
Yeah. I'll watch at the front. I'll lace away quickly before we start. Toddy is Yanan's about to put Toddy is spinning turn 1, then coming back with a whippity wop to slap up Daz and take the dub. But as we get away, we have 4 lights on screen and 5. And we are away in Singapore. Everybody seems to have made a decent start. Daz has got away from Ryan. Wondering whether Ryan's going to play the Sergio Perez role here.
Oh, and Toddy's already in an incident. He's off.
So he hasn't got damage. No damage for the Haas though. He's got away with it. Cheese on the hards is he's deep in the runoff area. That's going to put him right down out the way. Hopefully he can bounce back.
Yeah, Cheese did not have the tire. I said on that formation lap that it looked like he wasn't really working the tires. He didn't have them hot enough. Yeah. He overcooked it into one and could not get it low down.
Already up past Pappas.
Oh, there goes Drago. Drago's spun around.
Yep. Toddy, just settle in, mate. Just settle in. You know, don't force anything. Just don't force anything. He's going to have a look up the inside of Trey as well. Really good stuff. Trey doesn't look like he's got damage. Just running a little bit slowly there. Good start from Toddy. P14 already from him. Let's have a look at these guys at the back. Pappas is coming through the tunnel. There's an end plate miss. Is there an end plate? Yep, there's an end plate missing on the Williams. Cheese seems to be fine. And so does Drago. So Drago's just spun. But meanwhile, Daz looking to get ahead of Ryan. Now he's out of DRS near enough after this. Yep, out of DRS after lap 1. This could be a bit of a dominant performance from the Red Bull driver. He does like it here.
We'll have to wait and see how Ryan and Kahoot respond, because Kahoot's right there with Ryan. He could catch him. Daz made a huge mistake, dropped 0.3 of a second to Ryan. Ryan is now catching Daz.
Gap goes back. The gap is about. There was a yellow in sector 3. Who is that? Not sure.
I think it might have been Trey as he was entering pit lane. He might have washed out a little bit. Could have thrown out the yellow, but Trey has boxed and he's put on a set of hards. He's going to have to go very deep into this race.
You're looking at lap 24. You're only going to get 6 or 7 laps on the softs here, from my perspective.
I mean, he started on the mediums, and now that he's gone hards, he could, in theory, go the rest of the way. This hard compound tire, in theory, could do this whole race.
It's going to be destroyed by the end. But then again, halfway through this stint, I'd say maybe 15,
I know
16.
What the flag was for. I think it was for Pappers. Yeah, he's got no front wing left
out
at all.
Chewbacca is out. We've got a VSC.
Oh, he's dropped it in on the bridge.
The tunnel. Yep.
Yeah, very easy to do. Very easy to do.
Yeah, I did call that earlier. I did say that would be something that would happen during the course of the session. The on-screen graphic predicts that the hards would do about 19 to 20 laps before you shut the mediums on.
Yeah, I know what the screen says, but I do know a certain driver. I will credit him, BRL Maverick. He did have a crash here lap 1 a year ago, and he's boxed for a set of hards and took them the rest of the way with no stops, all green flag running, and he was able to do it, and he ended the race at like 80-something% on every tire with no punctures. So it is doable.
There's a few guys coming in. They're taking advantage of this. They're going to get off the softs. Mediums on for the Ferrari.
And we're green flag again, so this is not working out for them.
No, they have got a bit of a gap. Nah, that gap's going to get shredded now. Yeah. I mean, you'd play the gamble. You've got fresh tyres now. Toddy is... Oh, and Cheese has spun it on the exit of the pit lane. Rear wing's gone. It's not gone well for him at the start of this Grand Prix. Hopefully he can bounce back. Come on, Cheese. Let's bounce back, mate. Let's bounce back. Still a long way to go, mate. A long way to go. A safety car brings you right back with these guys. Keep going.
Yeah, and Toddy already up into the points. So let's go. Let's go. Give me my
That wasn't me clapping, by the way.
Now.
That wasn't me clapping, by the way. That was me doing something else.
You disgusting bastard.
Don't say that. I know you love it.
So Ryan is actually pretty much keeping pace with Daz right now. Daz pulls away from him just a little bit in Sector 2, but it looks like Ryan keeps grabbing it back through Sector 3. But he's still got Kahoot right there with him as well.
Ryan's not taking a lot of curbing on that left-hander there in that penultimate chicane.
Well, that curbing, depending on what ride height you're running, that curb does really unsettle the car because you're trying to get on the power as you're getting to that curb. So it's very easy to have the car over rotate, and you can actually run the back end of the car into the wall and just lose your right rear suspension. But Rapid Jack showing some good pace. DRS, he's going to have DRS on Kimmy right here. He could get Kimmy. He's got plenty of sock right now. He's not using any of it, though. He's just going to stay here behind Kimmy, which is not something you want to do at this racetrack. This racetrack eats tires already as it is. Being underneath the rear wing of another car like Rapid is, like Jack is right now, just makes that even worse. So he's going to want to get out from underneath the rear wing of that Alfa Romeo pretty quick. He's either going to have to get past him or drop back a little ways. You want to be about a second behind the car in front to try to minimize that effect.
What tires is Cheese? There's a yellow in sec. Trey's gone. Trey is out of the session.
Ooh, is that going to... Safety car. Safety car.
It's a safety car. That's going to help Cheese on the fresh mediums. Great stuff. It looks like he's binned it on the exit. Oh, he's lost... No, he's gone deep. He's gone deep into turn 3. He's just slid into the wall. Ah, that's a shame.
Well, you hate to see it, but it does happen.
Yeah. I mean, who was it? Was it Kimmy?
Oh, yeah, he's
gone
very deep. Wow, how did he... That's one heck of a lockup.
Someone went deep like that in qualifying, didn't they? It was at Q2. Someone really nearly slid into that wall.
I think it was Kahoot, actually,
out.
that went really deep.
It was someone like that, yeah. Let's have a look. Is anybody going to make a move? Peach boxes, Kimmy boxes, Varno boxes, Lubo stays out, Welsh stays out, Max Wolves boxes, Toddy stays out, Connor's out.
Got the Alpine going on the hards. Looks like everybody's going hards here. Oh, no. Jack makes a different call. Medium. He's gone mediums.
Yeah. Kimmy also mediums. Max Wolves also medium compound tyre as well.
So Mr. Peach is trying to go to the end from here.
If he's got it in the locker, it should be a good drive for him.
Like I say, it's doable from lap 1. So he's bought himself 4 more laps to do it with. So I mean, it's completely possible as long as he can keep the nose clean.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm actually gonna step away for a second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, go for it, mate. No worries. So obviously, as we've neutralised under the safety car, the front 8 runners opting to stay out through this safety car period. Peach opting to go for medium tyres, hard compound tyres. Kimmy has gone for the mediums, as has Jack and Max, as well as Cheese, who was at the back. He had a bit of a nasty start. Hopefully he can bounce back. I want to see him do well. Come on, Cheese. I know you're in the chat, mate. Let's see if you can produce some goods. Bad start, mate. Doesn't mean to say it's going to be a bad finish. Still a long way to go in this Grand Prix. These laps are very long. There's potential risk for multiple safety cars here. Good to see Toddy. Toddy started at the back. He's currently P6. Great stuff from him. It's what we want to see. I think it's going to be a dry Grand Prix. I think Lando may have got a weather notification there. Yunanswet says Toddy to win easy. Yeah, I don't believe what you say, Yunanswet. You better know. So you're one of the arsehole crew tonight. So yeah, you're not in mine or Lando's good books. You're not pro Toddy. So I don't think you should start being a glory hunter now. Yeah, I said it. And what? I prefer vanity over you. Nah, I'm not interested in that. Vanity over your nan's wet, boys. Vanity over your nan's wet. I will not take that back. Your nan's wet's overhyped. Nah, it's a no comp, mate. It's a pure DNF from vanity and a pure champion in your nan's wet. After Toddy, the second goat for me is Linguine. Linguine is my second goat. Yeah, Toddy seems to really be finding confidence, guys. Toddy, I know you're in the stream, mate. You're getting a lot of praise off the boys in the chat. So it's not just myself and Lando who are backing you. There's a lot of boys here shouting for you. Come on, boy. Did well in Monza. Let's do well here as well, mate. Keep it up. As I said, the season starts from Monza. This is race 2, mate. Keep it going well. You're in the points. Keep building on it, mate. Just keep settling in. Safety car's coming in, mate. Come on. Yeah. That's where you get your hands wet. You're a doubter. Poor effort. So when is Daz gonna roll here? He just keeps everyone weaving. Let's have a look. Ryan all over the back of him. And there he goes, he's gone. Good stuff, Toddy. Good stuff, Toddy. Keep going. Settling. Settling on the restart, mate. Settling. So everybody's starting to pull away now. Jack moving past Tristan. There seems to be a bit of squabbling going up. Here comes Varno again up the inside of Peach on the hard tyre. Great move on the restart from the papaya coloured McLaren of Varno. Let's see, he's going to have a little look up the inside. The gap just starts to creep away, but don't worry. Plenty of time to pick these guys off, Varno. Let's see what you've got. Let's have a look what else is going on up here. Kimi is just getting past Connor. He's going to be all over Toddy now. On the fresher compound tyres. Be wary, Toddy, you've got Kimi behind you. On fresher compound. Here he comes. Kimi looking to get past. Here they go. Kimi up the inside. Moves done before the apex. Good move from the Alfa Romeo driver. Toddy obviously on 6-lap old mediums. Still a long way to go. So the Alfa Romeo lads are P5, P6. Lubo in the other Haas, P4, doing a really good job there. Obviously choosing to get track position on the restart. And obviously your front three of Kahoot, Ryan and Daz all up there. Daz takes a fastest lap of 140.9.
Just wondering if there will soon be team orders down at Alfa Romeo with Kimi Räikkönen coming up to the back of his teammate who didn't qualify as well as he did.
Yeah, I wonder whether that's why Welsh has opted to take the track position, maybe just to aid his teammate through, making his way back up the front there. Maybe holding a few guys up. I mean, yeah, 7-lap old mediums, you can risk the track position. There's a lot of lads in the chat now singing praises for Toddy. He seems to be having a really good opening stint here. It's good to see. Drago on Connor. There's a bit of squabbling. There's a lot of guys tucked up behind Toddy. Toddy just eking away from the Ferrari. Drago's still trying to close in. Obviously, there's a big group of guys all behind the Haas. Toddy doing well, mate. Oh, bit of a slide there from Toddy. Keep settling in, mate. Just keep racing your race. Don't worry about anybody else. Oh! Interesting stuff from these. Is they going to come down? Drago's going to have to go around the outside. There's contact.
Yeah, I'm going to have to say the Ferrari turned in on him a little bit there.
Yeah, there was. Oh!
Guys. Connor's lost it. Connor's lost
Toddy
it
just
behind
back out,
him.
mate. Back out, Toddy. Oh, what's going on with Toddy? Toddy's dropping down. Has he got damage? He hasn't got damage, but he's dropped right down. He went from 7th to 12th. He's going to box. He is going to box. I wonder whether he has clipped it. Oh, what's going on? Oh, no.
Yeah, something not looking right for Toddy here. He's having some
I wonder
issues.
whether he's had a bit of... Yeah, it looks like maybe wheel issues here. I don't know what was going on there. He's down into P13 now. Come on, Toddy. He's picked up a time penalty. Don't worry about the time penalty, mate. Just settle back in. Settle back into the stride, mate. Come on. Long way to go. Yeah, now let's have a look. As there's a big train of cars behind Ryan. Daz has opened up 3.5 seconds.
Yeah, and Cahoot's
on the restart here.
Cahoot's right there on him. Probably Ryan might be holding everybody up for his teammate.
Yeah, maybe that. Obviously, let's not forget ABR Ryan is the reserve for tonight. Lubo gone really deep there. Welsh, he dropped it. Is he going to let him through? Is he going to let his teammate through? Can we not close enough? ABR Ryan picks up a penalty now. Yeah, I think Welsh is trying to let him through.
Toddy's out. Toddy's out.
Oh, you what?
There goes my channel points. Thanks, Toddy.
Yeah, prediction is going to be paid out to No. There you go. Whoever predicted No has just benefited there. There you go, boys. Prediction is No. Lando, if you want to go ahead and make another prediction. Once you find one that you like. There's a lot of guys making moves. These medium runners are all boxing under the safety car from Toddy. Daz has decided to stay out again. Drago hards, Lubo hards, Welsh medium, Cahoot medium. ABR Ryan soft.
I don't really see anything to come up with a big... He's actually sitting up there pretty well. Can he finish in the top 5? Because now he's currently sitting P3.
I was thinking either Jack Pody. I was thinking Jack top 5, or Peach in the points. Peach is P13.
I think Peach can definitely finish in the points. It's just a matter of will he be put into a wall or not? Because I'm not sure what's happened to Toddy there.
Toddy mentioned that he was put into he was rear-ended into the wall. Toddy, I'm the steward for Div 1A. If you've got a clear-cut clip, mate, just get it in. You absolutely settled it, mate. You that first stint you were flying, you really were starting to show a lot of promise, mate. If you've been rear-ended and there's been a collision caused, we can deal with that. Obviously, just get your clip in. Obviously, follow the new protocol for Rapid. And I'll get a look on that for you, mate, as soon as I can. Meanwhile, back at this race, so you've got Cahoot and Ryan now down at the back. I wonder whether Ryan will continue to play this game, and he might cause a big field spread here. He might be on the softs just to prolong Cahoot from making moves up the grid.
No, it seemed to me like Cahoot knew that he couldn't be on Daz's pace, so he was okay with just being behind Ryan. Now that they're here, I feel like if Ryan starts to hold him up again, he might just put Ryan in the back pocket as quickly as possible.
Yeah, Toddy, niggling wheel issues, mate. It's not your fault, mate, but obviously, you absolutely smashed it tonight. Me and Lando, especially in the comms box, we really, really enjoy watching your race. So, look, next week you're in Japan, I believe. Is Japan on the calendar for these guys? I'm not sure. It might be Japan. But next week, mate, you go again, back to square one. Not a worry, just another race. Obviously, no qualifying ban, so go out there next week, get him into qualifying and show him what you can do, brother. So, Daz is the only driver who hasn't boxed. I mean, I'm going to say it early, I know he likes to do it, but do you reckon he could one-stop this?
I mean, he's already been behind one safety car, now he's behind another. I mean, really, he'll have almost no problem one-stopping this. He could actually push these tires out far enough. He could probably one-stop to a set of softs if he wanted.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And let's be honest, his main rivals for the win of this race are, I mean, they're way down the pack. There's 6 cars between him and them.
Safety car is going to come in this lap. You've got a mixture of tyre ages as well here. 10, 5, 7, 6, 2, 1, fresh. Interesting stuff.
Yeah, I'm just looking at net positions gained here. We saw Cheese running around with no front wing earlier, and now he's got that AlphaTauri up into 7th place. He's the biggest mover of the race so far.
Great stuff.
Biggest loser so far is Mr. Peach. He's lost 9 places. Not sure what happened to him. It must have happened when I walked away.
Who's your contender for early shouts driver of the day?
Yeah, my early contender is probably going to be Morris. He's only up 1 position, but he's been keeping his nose clean in areas where it looked like it really could have gone south for him. Daz takes off. He's got Kimi right there on him.
Yeah, Kimi's not giving him any breathing room. Kimi and Daz's restarts are absolutely fantastic to watch. The pair of them are literally just bang straight on it. Straight on it.
Well, the 2 front runners straight on it, whereas the McLaren behind him looks like he didn't get it quite right. He's got the Ferrari all over the back of him.
Let's ride on board with ABR Ryan on the softs and see what kind of overtakes he's going to be producing on the restart. He's all over the boys. Ran into the back of Max. No damage from the Red Bull. He's all over the back of these guys on the fresh softs. He's probably only going to give about maybe 8 or 9 laps out of these though, so... but he did start on the mediums, Ryan, so we could be seeing another set of softs go on this car. If we can get them long enough.
I don't know, I think he's boxed for him too early. He'll probably have to go in and put on another set of mediums if he has a fresh set.
Of course. Now we're just going to quickly pop up the penalties. Only 3 guys picking up penalties so far. 3 seconds for Jack, Morris and Ryan.
Yeah, Max Wolf's actually back in front of Cahoot now, so this is hurting Cahoot's long-term race.
One of my contenders for driver of the day so far is Tristan. I think he's up 3 or 4 places. Again, just consistent. I mean, he's pretty much drove the same race as Morris. But obviously, we normally see Tristan down in lower points. He's up into P5 at the minute. I'm really glad to see Tristan back up there. Hopefully, he can finish strong in this second half of the Grand Prix. As we've got ABR Ryan now looking to get past this Aston Martin of Tristan. Try not to drain too much of the battery. Try and let the softs do the work. Meanwhile, Daz is just not able to clear Kimi here. Kimi's staying with him. 5 lap age difference.
Yeah, and that 5 lap age difference is going to be worth about a whole second in lap time, if not more. So Kimmy has his best chance right here, but he's slowly losing it. Daz pulling away from him now, making that gap 1.1 as Rapid Jack is actually caught back up to Kimmy now.
Yeah, and Daz has got them out with DRS. Welsh is out of the session.
Safety
He's done
car.
it in. Where's Welsh gone?
Lost it
Oh
at the
my
bridge.
god! Yeah, he's done it at the bridge. He's slid right onto the apex though with that. Oh my god! At the bridge, he's bounced into the turning point of the hairpin. Wow. This is gonna kill Daz.
This is really hurting Daz because once this goes back to green flag, this is going to make it to where he's going to have a lot of passing to do. He's going to
staying
have
out.
to make some steady
He's staying
overtakes.
He's staying out again.
He has to. If he didn't stay out now, he'd probably fall all the way back down the order. Probably come out somewhere around P12.
He's going for the one stop here. I can't see any other alternative now.
Ryan's boxing again. He's putting on a set of mediums. Pappers is in. What's he going to put on his car? Looks like he's going for a set of mediums as well.
Mediums, yeah. The hard runners are coming in now as well. Pardon me. Mediums for those kind of guys.
I think a lot of these guys back here probably had to lock it up whenever Welsh lost it, so they probably had some big flat spots on the tires. Everybody, it looks like P7 back all pitted, so that'll probably be more than likely due to the issue with Welsh. Everybody locking up to avoid him and to avoid each other has made it to where they've now got flat spots. They need to get rid of those tires and put on something better. But this is definitely hurting Daz's race. As you see, Tristan is now retired from the session. Did he just retire from the session behind the safety car? He crashed out behind the safety car.
Who did? Well, Tristan.
Yeah, Tristan did.
Oh, mate, he has, yeah.
He's crashed out behind the safety car.
Oh, that's my contender driver of the day gone. Shut up, Ryan, you big fool.
Yeah, what did he do here? Oh, he's actually ripped the left front suspension right off the car. So he must have been trying to catch up to the safety car, gave it a boot full of throttle, and sent the car careening into that inside wall.
That's not good.
The attrition rate here is not very good. Started this race with 18. We've already lost 5. Or no, excuse me, 6. How many more are we going to lose before this thing ends? We're not even at the halfway point yet. And we've already seen 3 safe. This is the 3rd safety car now, plus a VSC.
Yes, this is the 3rd one.
Yeah, Daz is sitting in a terrible spot right now because he's going to have to try to pull a gap and then pit and then try to drive his way back through all these guys. And Rapid Jack, how about Rapid Jack sitting up there? He's on my contender for driver of the day as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I can agree with that one. Yeah, I can't think of anyone else really.
Yeah, I mean, he started P7 along with Kimmy. Kimmy could be another contender for it. Kimmy started right in front of him. Now they're both up there running line and stern 2-3. Just waiting for Daz to make a mistake so they can go through into 1-2. And now Jack has Kahoot right behind him, so will Jack now allow Kahoot to go through to get up there and play games with Daz? Because I guarantee you if Kahoot could get to Daz right now, Kahoot could probably be faster than Daz with the tires that Daz is currently on.
Yeah, I can't see it on the basis that obviously we know both of these McLaren drivers are. I think it's going to come down to the fact that obviously Kahoot's the reserve. I think he's going to help Jack to secure this podium opportunity he's got. I think that might be the play for Kahoot here, as I know he's got Ryan behind him, which I think is going to be the main threat towards Jack if Kahoot doesn't go for it. So I think it might be a case of him going for that option.
We'll wait and see because Jack and Kahoot both have some fast drivers, and Rapid Morris, Max Wolves, ABR Ryan all behind him. Safety car coming in this lap, so now the effective safety car is Rapid Daz. He's going to slow him right down to a crawl.
They have some fast drivers behind them because this is Division 1.
Oh, yeah. It's been a while since we've had a Division 1 race with 3 safety cars.
Yeah.
Jack really not
Kimmy.
letting that safety car get too far away.
Kimmy nearly clipped the back of Daz. That wouldn't have gone down well.
Well, Daz is doing a lot of takeoff and slow down. I will say that. He's really not supposed to be doing that. Is when he becomes a safety car, he's supposed to keep the same pace all the way through.
Here we go. He's gone. Here he goes. Kimmy doing the same as he did last time, keeping with him.
Oh, and Jack picks up another 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, that's 6 for him now. Here they come now on to the first DRS part of the lap. Obviously, DRS is still deactivated for the next 2 laps. Pardon me, that was bloody disgusting. Morris has got past. Ryan's got past. What's going on with Wolves? Wolves has just been completely engulfed. He's now got his teammate up the inside. Oh my god! Kahoot out! Kahoot out! Kahoot's in the wall.
He's in the wall at a very weird spot,
Yeah.
too. I wonder what happened there.
I don't know. I wonder whether he's just lost it or he's been trying to hold up someone who's been nudged. I don't know, but we're not getting a safety car here. Everyone's through. Everyone's a mile away now.
Yep, we're going to stay green. They've removed the car off of the racetrack, so we are going to stay green.
Yep.
I am looking at Max Wolves. It doesn't look like he has any damage or anything. Let's check and see.
He's on old radial tires. That might be
he's
why
on
it's
old
the
tires.
tires. Yeah. I mean, these guys are really getting. I mean, I raced here Div 3 last year, and there was a lot of guys dive bombing and really trying to push through, but people waited for times. Here, these guys are like, I'm getting through. Get out of my bloody way. But they're doing it in a good manner. It's a good heated income to see. But we obviously are going to keep ABR Ryan has now cleared Morris, so he's going for Vorno.
Yeah, he just made a
going for all of
big
them.
power move out of that final corner.
Yeah, Mr. Peach is out in the pit lane. So we're down to 10. Near enough half the grid has gone.
All right, boys. Now all y'all have to do is just get her to the checkered, and everybody scores points.
All I'm saying is, if Toddy had taken, if Toddy was still in and somebody else was out, you bet would have came in.
Yep.
I'm just gonna rub that in because I didn't bet.
Eat shit.
Yeah, of course. Maybe I Ryan all over the back of Vorno now. Be careful here. Thing is, I think ABR Ryan's going to want to clear Vorno and get a good run at these front 2 whilst the gap is small.
Yeah, and Ryan's doing a good job at it too.
Yeah, here he comes. The Red Bull really tight. He's going to have to go around the outside of Vorno. Vorno's not going to fight that. He's going to play it smart. ABR Ryan now going to look to swallow Kimmy up and really go at the Red Bull of Daz. This is going to be the best chance. Rapid Pappers picks up a penalty for track limits. I have a feeling that there might be a few incidents I have to look at after this Grand Prix.
Yeah, I feel like you might be busy this evening.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be busy this evening anyway because I'm going to be on GTA blowing the crap out of people, but I mean, I can look at that. Here comes Ryan up the inside of Kimmy down into turn 1. DRS has been enabled as well. Now, can he push towards his... Oh, no, he's dropped it. He's dropped it.
Dropped it.
Oh my God.
Bono's done
It's
it right behind
Bono.
him.
Oh my God. Thank God for ghosting. Thank God for ghosting. No damage. There's an end plate missing on Vorno. Oh no.
Ryan looks like he kept the car intact. I don't see any issues on the front end of that car.
Yeah,
But that just opened it back up.
The McLaren.
Yeah, that just opened it back up for Kimi. In my opinion, Kimi and Rapid Morris are the two sitting in the hot seat right now. Rapid Morris more than anything because he's got way fresher tires than Kimi. I feel like Kimi's going to have to stop again. Daz definitely still has to stop because he has not made that one mandatory pit stop.
On the tree, yeah.
I feel like this is Morris's race.
I'm also gonna shout out Drago again. P5. He's on the same strategy as his teammate. These guys working very well. Is there going to be Ferraris? There's another yellow flag
It's
in
Jack.
Sector 2. Oh, man. That's the
Oh,
full wing
lost the
gone.
whole wing.
He's just gonna, he's just slid it into the wall. There's nothing he can do here.
Come on, Jack. He said you needed points, buddy. Just slow her down. Take her back to the pit lane.
Come on, Vol.
All you gotta
Come on,
do
Vol,
is
just
get
get
back
it
to the
round.
pit lane.
That's it.
Oh, and Kimmy's in the pit lane. Kimmy's in. So Kimmy's boxed
Kimmy's in.
before Daz. This is gonna give him a bit of a
He's
tire
gonna try and
advantage to
undercut him. He's gonna. Is he gonna? What's he going for? Mediums? Yeah, it's mediums. I can already see on the mechanics. Those mediums are absolutely butchered.
Yeah, and those ones he just put
Let's have a
on
look
are
at what-
shiny, brand new.
Yeah, look at Daz's as well. They're not looking too pretty either. Those fronts, that front left looks. It's got like a film of rubber. You can start to see forming. Oh, you can see the blisters in the middle of the carcass as well. Oh, they're not going to be nice to drive. And I wouldn't like to be Daz right now. Not with Morris behind him. Morris all over the back of Daz.
Yeah, and Daz is at
I
a
still
huge
think-
disadvantage here because he knows that basically the only way he could win this race was if Morris loops it and takes out the whole field along with him.
Yeah, I still think.
Morris is going to get him right
I
here.
I still think there's going to have to be a couple of laps more for Daz to make this work. I think he's going to have to go to 21, maybe 22, just to guarantee it. But Morris now in the lead. Obviously, he had a nasty collision, which wasn't his fault in Monza. So it's, again, really good to see a fellow countryman of yourself, Lando, as well.
Yeah, it's great to see, that this sport's become popular enough that Americans are getting on board and wanting to pay the money for the wheels and all that.
Speed.
Yeah, thank God. But yeah, look at how much the American Rapid Morris has dropped him already. He's already put basically a second between them. And Daz,
Pappas and
look
Drago
at
will
Daz
be looking to pick it up.
too. Daz only has 25% left in his battery, so he's really been
Pappas has
deploying.
burned a lot of his off as well. Pappas dead, Drago dead, ABR Ryan 70% battery. Oh God, is Daz gonna finish on the podium? I think he's good. I mean, we're on reduce, so you're gonna get a max of 4 safety cars. I think he's gonna need that 4th one. He's really going to need that 4th safety car.
Yeah, and now it just all becomes a thing of can ABR Ryan make his way through these two and get up to Morris to give Morris a hard time. I feel like if these two
I am
cars
going to ride
weren't
on
in
board with
between
Pappas
them,
at this moment.
yeah, I would say if these two cars weren't in between Ryan and Morris, Ryan would be there pretty quick. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at Ryan. He
think
can
Ryan-
throw it into the corner.
Oh,
Ooh, did he get in the
Pappas
back of him right
really-
there?
No, I'm not sure. To be fair, I
Oh, there's
wasn't riding on
contact
board.
down straight away.
Yeah, he's going to squeeze him. Good drive from Ryan there. He manages to swing the car over just enough to give room. Pappas having to yield there. Big lock up from Drago going into there as well. Rapid Cheese picks up a penalty. Not gonna lie, fantastic recovery. He was last by I think at one point he was 46 seconds down. He's now P7.
We also have
So,
to look at the
a
fact that
fantastic
Rapid
drive.
Morris
Daz
is sitting
is
on a
boxing
3-second
now.
penalty too.
Daz is going to box. He's going to need a safety car. I think if he's putting soft on, I think he's going to need a safety car.
It's going to see him all
Because
the
I
way
know
back
he-
down behind Kimmy.
Yeah, he's going to be pushing, and he really is going to have to push. But obviously, the more you push here, the more these tyres are going to get swallowed, and he's going to be in traffic all the way through the stint.
Oh, Daz actually
Again,
might come out in front of Kimmy. It's going to be close. Kimmy says to do the fastest lap. No, he gets Daz. Gets him by
Yeah.
quite a bit too.
So, ABR Ryan now closing in on the Ferrari. Guys, in the chat, get your predictions in. Who is on the podium for you?
I would have to say right now, as they stand, it'd be Morris, Ryan, and Drago. But Lubo is right there on Drago. He's not letting Drago get away. The Haas is all over the back of the Ferrari as they go through the hairpin.
And it's literally like what I said last week when we did the interview process. It really is fun, and I hope to see last week that we got to interview some new drivers. I would love to be able to interview, Jordan, and such a character. He's in the chats bouncing about. He's very vocal in the parties. He's a really fun guy to have around. Obviously, I'd love to interview him, especially after last week's collision, which obviously he showed good pace last week as well, I believe. So obviously, hopefully we can get him in the box.
And without that,
insights from him.
Yeah, funny you mentioned that. Without that collision, he could have been the person we were talking to on the podium.
Absolutely. Jordan's one of those guys. He's just had a few bad luck races when he's been so close. I really hope he does well. By the way, Ryan has took a second out of Jordan this lap. In the last lap.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be long. Ryan's going to be there.
Daz now looking at Kimi. Here comes Daz on Kimi. Yep, Daz on Kimi. Long way to go now with 10 laps left.
Peppers must be running some low downforce. Because he really didn't deploy a whole lot going down that straightaway. Both boys behind him had DRS, and they were deploying, and they couldn't get to him.
Yeah, he doesn't have much. Yeah, his back end has been stepping out quite a substantial amount, I've noticed. Yeah, look when he puts the power down there out of the hairpin, that rear end is kicking to the right hand side every time. He must be running a lot of diff on this as well. Really trying to get the power out with those slow paced corners. Drago all over the back of him. I'd love to see both Ferraris make the podium. That's one thing I'd really love to see. Two drivers who really deserve podiums are Morris and Drago this season. I really do believe that. The pair of them have been stellar in some of the performances. Drago, most notably, that Austria performance was absolutely unbelievable.
We have it for Drago right now. I feel like he might be playing it kind of smart. He knows that the Williams is pretty much level on pace with him as long as he stays within 9 seconds of the Williams and stays in front of Lubo. He's going to take third place and be on the bottom step of the podium. As Lubo, you can see Lubo's struggling with rear end grip now in the traction zones.
Daz now 38.2, fastest lap. Gap's come down from 18.5 to 16 seconds. 2 seconds he's took out of Cheese that lap.
Yeah, you got ABR Ryan right up to the back of Rapid Morris now. He couldn't do it down that DRS straightaway. He wasn't close enough, but I think out of the hairpin he might be able to get him.
Yeah.
Rapid Morris just on older tires. He's really not done anything wrong here, but I don't think there's any way that he can hold off this charging Red Bull unless the Red Bull makes a very vicious mistake.
If I was Jordan, Jordan's still on fresher tyres to Pappers. And obviously he's got his teammate behind him. What I'd do is I'd probably let Ryan go in this instance. And I would probably allow the Red Bull to give him a bit of a tow and pull him along. Sit in that DRS and probably just try and take as much benefit. Because there's a 4-second gap and that gap is still increasing.
I wouldn't do that at this racetrack. I wouldn't.
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be behind somebody at this racetrack.
Who's
off? It's Lubo. Lubo's off. Front wing's gone. Part of that front wing element is gone.
Yeah, it's the left side end plate gone.
And look at how much time
Just be
Ryan's
careful on the
lost
power.
to him now. Yeah, if I were Morris, I would not want Ryan anywhere out in front of me because that's just going to exasperate the problem I'm already having on older tires. And plus, they're both level on penalties now because Ryan picked one up somewhere. So Morris can do exactly what he's doing and have about 0.8 of a second between him and the Red Bull when they hit this straightaway. I think he could win this race on track.
Wouldn't be bad, would it? Soft tyres for the Haas. Yep. And a wing change, obviously. Here we go. There we go. Out comes the Haas from the pit lane. Meanwhile, our closest battle on track is the Ferrari of Drago and Cheese, all chasing down the Williams of Pappas, who I believe was Proto-Lutrum, correct? If I'm not mistaken. Proto-Lutrum wasn't the Williams, wasn't he?
Yeah, Proto-Lutrum actually changed his gamer tag. That is Rapid Pappers.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah.
And Rapid Morris is actually pulling away now from the car behind. He is deploying though, so that's not helping him.
Yeah.
But as long as he keeps Ryan within about 1.5 seconds, Ryan's hurting his tires being back here. So it could develop into a point where Ryan makes a mistake in a traction zone and puts the car into a wall. I feel like Rapid Morris is playing this as smart as he possibly can at this
Pappas
point
is
in
boxing.
time.
Pappas is boxing. He's had enough of those. Interesting, just 6 laps from the end.
Yeah, maybe he's expecting everybody else to box for some reason.
I wonder whether he's. I wonder whether he's factoring a safety car. Yeah. It's an interesting call. That with just 6 laps to go, because he's not going to have long to make through the gap, make through the field. He is going to come out P7. But here comes Cheese on Drago. Obviously, the podium is an interesting one. Obviously, Drago just has to sit within 3 seconds of Cheese, and he will take that position back. So obviously, just settle in there, Drago. If you're in the stream, mate, you do realise that you can play it smart. That is another penalty there for Vaughn. Oh, now it takes up to 9 seconds. Vaughn still in. Oh, Lubo's gone. Lubo's gone. Is that a safety car? It's a safety car. It's a safety car.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. This is played right into Pappas' hands. Oh my god. He's played an absolute blinder.
He's played for
Now,
Daz as well. Daz could march his way back up to the front right here. So now if you're Rapid Morris, what do? You're kind of in a damned if you do, damned if you don't place. Does he stay out or does he box?
I think he's... If everybody else behind him boxes, I'd probably just stay out anyway. I think he'd go for... I'd just go for it at this point. They're only 10 laps old. I wouldn't like to call it. What's he going to do?
Looks like he disagrees with you. Let's see what Ryan does.
Everybody's
Ryan follows
boxing.
him in.
Cheese is... What is Cheese doing?
Oh, he's
trying to get out the delta.
Yeah.
That's a drive through.
Trying to take advantage of the delta.
Cheese is going to drop right down then, because Cheese can't serve his drive through under the safety car, so he's going to have to do it with 2 laps to go. That's going to be Cheese at the back.
Daz goes through.
Yeah, that's expected. Yeah, he's going to get them all.
Daz really lucked out with that safety car.
Yeah,
really lucked out with that.
Yeah. Can he hold on to P1? I would think so.
Yeah, I would think so. Now the biggest issue is can Morris hold on to P2, P3?
Yeah, I would probably think he's going to be P3. I think we're going to see, obviously Cheese with the drive-through. Pappas 9 seconds. And then after that, it's his teammate. This is going to be interesting. I mean, you've got Kimi down there as well. Let's not forget Kimi. This is going to be interesting. This is really, really going to be an interesting end to this Grand Prix.
Yeah, this is going to turn into basically a 4-lap shootout, maybe a 5-lap shootout to the end.
I think this is where I may see a few clips get posted. There's going to be a lot of squabbling with these 4 guys from 2nd to 5th on penalties. I mean, Cheese has the drive-through, but the last podium place is going to be decided by penalties, I think. I think Daz has got this one now. Thanks to a very favourable safety car in his benefit. Obviously, Pappas P4, but obviously 9 seconds worth of penalties.
If Daz wins this, I'll have to chalk that up to luck, because he did not play the safety cars earlier correctly and really cost himself. And the only way that he was going to get back into this race was if he lucked into a safety car, and that's exactly what he did.
Now, is the safety car going to wait for Varno to catch up? He's 27 seconds behind.
Well, the safety car's not going to come in this lap because it would have already notified us. So we're definitely going around one more time. Got to wait for the Alpine and the McLaren to get here.
Obviously, I just don't know whether. So I know when I raced here, there was a safety car in a similar situation, and you were still objected to the delta time, which obviously impacted your time. And as it stands, that gap isn't really coming massively down. That gap is staying the same, but it's actually going up. It's going from 27.7 to 27.8. So I don't know whether it's going to wait. Everybody else is caught up. It's just going to be Varno who's going to be left stuck on his own. Oh, that's annoying.
I'm actually riding on board with Varno. He's pushing. It doesn't look like he's adhering to a delta time. He's going for it. So yeah, the time is coming down. He'll be able to catch up to the safety car in sector 2.
Yeah.
This is actually going to work out good for him. Yeah, he's sitting on 9 seconds of penalties, but as far as on track goes, he's going to. Well, he's going to be the only car up there that's already pushed on the tires and got them switched on. Everybody else is just trying to get theirs switched on behind the safety car, whereas he's put laps in on the tire at race speed to get them switched on.
Yeah. Really, really going to be a tight and intense last 4 laps of this Grand Prix. Well, 3. So 28, 29, 30, 31, 4 laps. 4 laps of Grand Prix racing to go. Obviously, Daz in the power seat, but obviously the lobby is neutralised here. In terms of everybody now on the fresh compound tyres. Oh my God!
Where's Morris?
Oh, Jordan just ran at the back of Daz. I don't know whether Daz is. I don't know. I'm not going to say anything. We're going to have to see.
That's going to be a clip.
No penalty for Daz though. That could have been easily 5 seconds, but that's going to impact. Yeah, Daz is it. That's. I've got no words. I've got no words. I feel like Morris may not be happy with that one.
Yeah, so we started with 18 cars. We're now officially only left with 8 running on track. Safety car is in this lap.
Here we go. Yeah, see, we've seen Daz with the brakes being a bit touchy. I wonder whether that's what's happened with Jordan. We don't know. We can't say anything. I was on board with them at the time. But it was more of the cinematic view. Let's get away with the last 4 laps. He's still weaving and coming across the last bend.
Oh, and look at Jack.
I believe
Jack just played that so well. He sat back and waited for everybody else to check up, and he drove right through one of them.
Great stuff from Varno.
Oh, Kimmy's almost lost it. Ooh, that's close.
Ryan already pushing now heavily on Daz. Daz draining that battery. 6-lap olds. They're not going to have many laps left in them, but there's not many laps to go. Daz is going to have to run for the border here. Because Ryan's not going to give him any breathing room. Papas picks up another set. That's 12 for him. Drago's up into P. Oh my God. That was an interesting time to panter these two.
Yeah, Cheese should really be moving over and letting everybody through. He's got a drive through. He's not even a part of this race anymore.
Yeah. Kimmy's gone through. Kimmy's just pushed his way through. And fair play to Kimmy for doing that. Drago, careful, nearly clips the wall on the left-hand part of the tunnel complex, the bridge complex. Sorry. Jack up into P6.
Here comes Ryan. He's looking for it. Ooh, that was close.
Yeah, he's going to be going for him here.
Yeah, the reserve driver's swinging for the fences here.
Yeah, the tyres on Daz's car are not going to be pretty.
Yeah, the big thing is, though, that Ryan will have to get by Daz and then pull 3 seconds to him in order to win this race. It's definitely doable, seeing as how he's on much newer tires.
Look at him all over the back of him now.
Yeah, he needs to do it right here down the front straightaway if he's going to get this done.
Here he comes. Is he going to make the move? He's gone in.
Daz goes very defensive in a very smart way.
Switch back here from Ryan here. He's going to switch it up. Lights up the ERS just a little bit just to get him out of 5th into 6th there.
Oh, he's got a huge run on him out of the apex. He's going to get him this time.
Massive gain. Yeah, surely.
Go drivers right. It's the best way to make the maneuver because it sets you up for the second corner. As long as Daz doesn't push him off, Daz, there's a little bit of contact at the apex.
Here they go again. Oh my God, Christ. Wow, Daz is not going to give this one up.
My heart was in my mouth right there for a second.
Yeah,
wow,
they both equally could have ended the race.
Yeah, and look behind them. Look at Pappers and Drago. Drago all over Pappers. With Kimmy right behind Drago. They're all looking for a way through. Oh, and Kimmy dives Drago. Oh, and there's contact.
Here comes... Oh, no. Drago pulled out the thing. If I was Drago, I'd just sit where he is. I would just sit where he is. He's going to play the penalty game. If he can get through, though, Pappers might be able to hold him up.
I don't think he can.
Yeah, Kimmy behind
him. He's got Kimmy right there. Yeah, I would not want to be sitting behind a driver.
Oh my God, these are side by side through the tunnel. Side by side through the... What a move by Ryan! Side by side through the tunnel complex. Wow!
Now Ryan's got 3 laps to do it. He's got to put a second in between himself and Daz on this lap, or else Daz is going to get DRS.
Already 7 tenths. Drago's made Pappers. I'm sorry, right, but oh my God. Careful, Drago. Pappers running well wide. Yellow sector 3. That is Cheese. Yeah, Cheese is outbreaking himself. He's in
Ryan's
the wall.
got the gap. He's got the gap going on the DRS straight. Daz did not get the assistance, so he's got this lap and next lap to pull 2 more seconds. Can the reserve driver
Oh my God, look at Drago. Look at Drago here. Oh my.
Drago got rear-ended by somebody. He got rear-ended by Kimmy.
Yeah, this is interesting now. Pappers is really... Oh my God, Pappers is still racing for this.
Yeah, and he really doesn't need to be. He's got 15 seconds worth of penalties. He's going to drop straight down the order.
Yeah,
really
Kimmy's got a penalty now, by the way. Kimmy's got a penalty. I wonder whether this is having to take corrective action due to these battling in front. Oh, Cheeseman's had a night. His throttle's been stuck on. Oh my God, that's not going to work, Kimmy. I know you want to get past him. That move's not going to work. Trying to go up the inside of the hairpin. That's just no. It's a 1.5 seconds. The gap to Ryan, by the way. It's a 1.5 seconds. Cheeseman's throttle got stuck on. By the way, that's what happened to Cheeseman. He didn't outbrake himself. He just ran into the wall with the throttle.
Wide open.
Nothing he could do there.
That's unfortunate. He's almost got 2 seconds now to Daz.
Oh my God.
He's going to have to as he comes to the line. All he needs to do is nab 1. No, all he needs is 8 tenths. He only needs 8 more tenths of a second on this final lap.
He's got 7 tenths. It's 7. It's 2.3.
Can the reserve driver do it? He's got 1 lap around Singapore left to pull 8 tenths of a second on Daz so that way he can secure this win. But it'll be a Red Bull 1-2 no matter what unless one of them makes a... Kimmy finally gets past Pappers.
Jack now pushing to get past Jack's now... Oh my God. Oh my God, this is interesting.
Oh, Pappers
what a bloody last few laps. Pappers is gone. No, it's not Pappers, it's Wolves. It's Wolves.
No, Pappers just put it in the wall right next to Jack. Yeah, he bounced off and came right back at him.
Yeah, is that what's caused Wolves to be the wrong way around then? Because Wolves was the wrong way around.
It is possible. It is possible.
Oh my God.
Look back up at the front. 2.9. He's got it! He's got him!
He's got it! Oh my God!
The reserve stand-in's gonna get it! All he's got to do is just hold on to it. He's got plenty ERS he can push right here. Daz is almost empty. His sock is nothing.
Oh my God, yeah, this is flying. What a bloody last few laps this has been in Singapore. Oh my God.
Oh, and Drago needs like 3 more laps and he could get Daz as well. He's right there with him.
Yeah, he's really starting to close that gap. Daz's tyres are dead. They're absolutely dead.
Jack and Kimmy going at it as they come up to one of the few and final chicanes left for this Singapore Grand Prix.
But here we go, coming through the last couple of complex. The reserve driver for Red Bull Racing, who is standing in for Langesweber, has only gone and pulled out the 3-second gap with 2 laps to go. ABR Ryan wins in Singapore, with Daz coming across to complete a Red Bull 1-2. He finished 4.5 seconds behind. Drago has taken the podium. Driver of the day for me, Rapid El Drago. There, I said it. Unbelievable.
Oh wow, Jordan. Oh wow, look at the Facebook chat.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a look in a second. We are gonna get these. I'm gonna be so excited to interview Drago.
I'm not excited about anything anymore.
Oh, he's left the group.
Yeah.
Oh man, oh man.
He's been complaining about some driving standards from a few people for a while now. It may have finally boiled over there. We don't know exactly what happened during that safety car period, but there's going to be some explaining to do post race, I think.
Yeah, I think for the interview process we don't mention it, and we just let that sizzle. We have to let that simmer down before anything goes on, because if we ask anything, if it fuels up, I don't want to fuel it up in the stream. Obviously, because with what's going on in the Div 1 chat, we'll let that settle itself down. Meanwhile, though, we will look to Daz, Ryan, ABR Ryan making the. So it's 2 new drivers to interview this week. ABR Ryan and Rapid El Drago have made it into the area for interviews. So let's just find Mr. Drago, Rafi Beckham. Let's get him in.
So your final running order that finished on track is ABR Ryan, the newcomer, filling in as reserve, wins his debut for Red Bull. Rapid Daz brings it home in P2 after he couldn't hold off his reserve driver teammate. Drago brings it home P3 after starting 15th on the grid. Kimi Räikkönen is 4th with Rapid Jack in 5th. Rapid Pappers 6th. Max Wolves makes it Williams 6-7. And Rapid Cheese, the last driver to finish on track in 8th, brings home the last available points for AlphaTauri.
I don't know whether it's fit. No, I don't think Cheese actually finished. It's classified him after 3 laps.
Oh yeah, it's classified him 3 laps down.
Yeah, it's classified him obviously due to the percentage of racing. I'll just take a couple of screenshots of this, one with the penalties and one without. There we go. Just get them locked in on the screenshots so I can get them over. Just the one guy has joined us for interviews. I don't think anybody else has turned up.
Ryan won't be joining. He wants to go to bed. He's got work in 6 hours, he said, so he won't be joining the party.
That's received. Rapid Drago.
Yeah.
He'll be showing up. So for us, it's just the interview with our P2 finisher, Mr. Daz. Congratulations, mate. I'm not gonna lie though. I think you're there on a sheer bit of bloody good luck. That safety car was a blessing for you. But obviously the safety cars, I think the first 3 safety cars have really compromised the strategy you wanted to put on show for tonight.
Yeah, the last one definitely compromised me. I don't know, the others just helped me extend my stint, if anything. But yeah, that last one was the chance to pit, and I didn't take it.
Yeah, it's one of them. I mean, we were looking at the laps. The hards, you don't really have. You're not really going to put them on for the amount of laps you had left. And obviously the softs wouldn't have gone the distance. It was a really hard call, and I don't think anybody would have accurately been able to predict the right call there. So I think that third safety car really did compromise that race. But you showed as well. I don't know if I got any ads.
Good.
Well, I mean, for you, great. Any P4?
4. I'm pretty
So
sure.
you're going to be another 6 points close to him as well. On the plus side, you've got a lot of points. I think you got fastest lap as well, so that's going to be 7 extra points. Sorry. So there's a lot of pick out of that one. It's not a win, but again, going in, you're going to be having a lot of fun over the next few weeks. In the United States next week.
I do believe, yes.
How are you feeling about that one going in?
I can piss off. Not confident. I hate the track, but yeah. Damage limitation. It'll be points as possible.
Yeah. I know going after the way you've got Portugal and Brazil 3.
Pretty confident about the rest of the races, apart from USA, who's next. USA, yeah, Mexico is alright, Portugal's alright, Brazil, Jeddah and Abu that'd be brilliant. So yeah, confident for the next 5 out of 6.
Great stuff. I mean, as it stands on my calculator, look, you were on 85 points. Oh, there we are. There's the updated one. Sorry, you're on 135 to Kimmy's 155. Yeah, so you're down. So the gap's just 3 points. I think once you take damage limitation, that's fine. You'll be right up there with Kimmy. But yeah, if Lando's got nothing else to add, obviously nobody else to interview, so we'll.
Yeah, sounds good. Just make sure that everybody join the Discord. Make sure that all of you are, and we're always dropping more and more content all week long. Just be sure to always check in on Rapid Racing every day, just for new content.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got same time tomorrow. You've got Division 2 here in Singapore. Was looking to. There was only 5 drivers. So hopefully we do get a decent grid in for you. I know maybe some of the Tier 3 boys will come and give us a hand. And then at the weekend, obviously, I hope these are all going Grand Prix. That will be shortly followed, probably within of Ted's notebook, etc. We made custom course look for the night maybe at some point next week, straight away in Monday for the United States Rapid. So from that, I will say very much thank you to everybody. Once again, congratulations, stacking him up as he does. And once again, thank you to Mike Orlando.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
It's a pleasure. Yeah, for the highlight of my week. The banter flows, and we always end up seeing a good short of a Grand Prix weekend, and this one was definitely that. So obviously tune in next week. You'll probably have me and Lando again, because we have as well. So yeah, everybody.